It's been a remarkable experience serving in this beautiful capital. It has never stopped being an awesome privilege being here. As does everyone, there are so many people to thank. First, I'd like to thank my constituents, who in most cases have crossed party lines to elect me 4 times. I want to thank my staff, both here in Harrisburg and back home in the district. They are the most caring and serving people who have served our constituents far above and beyond the call of duty. My first secretary, Sue Pearson, Denise Dougherty, Patty Beecher, Chelsea Harlfinger, and Dawn Betcher. And back home, Shar Tibbett, Lisa Gosliak, and Melissa Barclay, all just outstanding people, and I can't thank them enough. The staff up here as well, and the staff on committees are also outstanding. All the way down to the unseen video staff. I don't know how much you've utilized the video staff here, but I've made over 200 videos in my time here. And the work they did was over the top outstanding. They are incredible. And I want to give them appropriate recognition for that. I want to thank, yes, please. They deserve it. They are outstanding. They're down in the bowels of the basement, and sometimes we don't get to see them or go down to visit them, but if you have a chance, go down and thank them for what they do. They do a lot for us. I want to thank my family. Most of you know my wife of 39 years young, as the speaker has already mentioned. She's been with me everywhere along the way, at every door that we knocked and every event that we went to, and she's never missed a day up here in Harrisburg. She's always been there. She's everything to me. And as the speaker mentioned, my 2 sons, Nick and Matt, both serving in the Air Force. Nick is serving in Korea right now. Matt serves in the Pennsylvania Air National Guard, and their families, and my grandchildren, who I think about every day. They have sacrificed so much to help me do this job. I want to thank my colleagues on both sides of the aisle, many who have become close friends. Unfortunately, some have passed away as we honored them today. It has been an honor to know you and work on tough issues together with you all. You know, most of us come up here with grand plans to accomplish, and I've been blessed to have accomplished close to all of those legislative goals, from the Castle Doctrine to property tax reform to veterans legislation to government reform and fighting for the right to life. I'm proudest of the bipartisan legislation that I've recently worked on, especially because it defies that stereotype that we don't work together up here. Along the way, we also help many constituents back home, and that is the most rewarding to me. From saving a family's home from mine subsidence to expanding a 1-lane bridge in my community. We turned it into 2 lanes, and it had been a nuisance in a growing community that I serve, and we were able to expand that, and it meant a lot to the people back home. While I was here, I tried to celebrate our rich, godly heritage, which is well represented in this very building, from the over 50 biblical scriptures in stone and paintings around our Capitol, in this very room, John 8:32 on the ceiling there. And many of you might know because you can't see it, but Deuteronomy 32:7 is right here on the apotheosis behind me. If you have a chance, come up and take a look at it. You can still read it. To our national motto, "In God We Trust," which started right here in Pennsylvania and is chiseled and granted on the front steps of this Capitol. In a time when our country appears in moral decline, I choose to celebrate this positive message at every opportunity. And yes, I like to emphasize under God when we say the Pledge of Allegiance. I challenge someone to pick up that baton and carry on after I'm gone. My faith has been an important part of my life. It reminds me that I am far from perfect, and I need to strive to love my country, to love my wife, love my family, work hard, defend the innocent, always defend the innocent, and help others. One of the things that has been confirmed in my mind as a political scientist and a teacher is that when working on difficult issues, we need all our input. That doesn't mean we'll agree, but we need to hear all the arguments. I've always tried to live by the old saying from Emerson that every man I meet is my superior in some way. In that I learn from him. Let me say, I have learned something from all of you. There's a tension in politics today that is unhealthy for our environment and our country. People retreat to their parties, and the animosity between parties is dangerously high. It was a similar dynamic when I was in North Korea. Neither side would work with each other. A very confrontational environment, both sides demonizing the other. I was determined to find common ground, and when I did, we were able to work successfully with the North Koreans. I wrote a couple of books about it when I came back. We need to instill that thinking once again here in America. It's been said a couple of times today about finding common ground and reaching across the aisle and working with each other. The people back home expect us to consider all sides of an issue and vigorously defend our position with sound logic and reason. I hope I have done so with passion, but never animus toward any of you. I hope you'll remember me as someone who listened to you. In fact, though we may have disagreed on many issues, I hope you remember me as a person who always met you with a smile and a positive greeting. Through fiery debate and passionate speeches, we have won and lost many battles in this chamber. But I always try to remember the old saying that it is an honor to win, but it's more important to win with honor. People often ask, why do you go up to that crazy Harrisburg, and how do you put up with all that stuff that goes on up there? In other words, why do you serve? And for that, I refer to the words of George Washington, a personal hero of mine, who responded to that question in this way. He said, I was summoned by my country, whose voice I can never hear, but with veneration and love. I've done a few different things in life, from military service overseas to service in North Korea, author of 10 books, traveled around the world, to recently running for higher office and spending time with our president. My life has been full and richly blessed, but my experience here has been a fruitful one in so many ways. I gave it all I had while I was here. I will look back with fond memories of the successes and the camaraderie experienced here. And I will end with my favorite quote from Abraham Lincoln, which may sound a little corny, but I actually have tried to live by it all these years. He said, I like a man to be proud of the place he lives. I like a man to live so his place is proud of him. I've always been proud of my country, my state, and my community, and I hope I have made you proud of me. God bless you all, and God bless our country. Thank you very much.